Hello, this is Opal Unicorn, and I am here to bring to you a new lesson on bird medicine and bird symbolism. Um, I would just like to begin by saying something that I've said in many of my other videos, which is that birds are the messengers of the gods, and that birds give us a lot of information. And if we pay attention to them and we look into the skies in the day and in the night, we will find ourselves learning more and more about omens. This goes way back since the Babylonian era, and let me know if you guys would like me to do a video, and I plan to do one on Babylonian omens that have to do with birds as well as other animals. Um, Ancient Babylonians would use this to, if a bird was doing one thing or another thing, it meant all kinds of things. And so pay attention to those things. When you see a bird, not just what it's doing, what type of bird is it? Where is it going? Is it going north, south, east, west? Is it a flock? Is it one bird? Is it two birds? All of these things we will cover in different videos. But for today, I want to go through, and as I go, I want to go through some of the basic meanings of all birds, and then from there, get deeper into the birds and the many little different types of details that we want to look for when we are working with the omens that birds bring us and the messages that birds bring to us. So today I wanted to cover the crow. An interesting thing about the crow is that it has been known to be a bird that symbolizes trouble ahead. But it isn't like it's the end of the world type of trouble. And it depends, right? So we will go into deeper when you see a murder of crows, for example. That is the actual technical term for a flock of crows flying together, whether it's going away from you, they are flying away from you, whether they're flying towards you, whether all of these things. But for example, when you're driving and you're on the road is your symbol to life. So any type of bird that you see, and I will go into this in more in detail with another video, but I just want to touch base on it here with crow, is that when you're driving, for example, and there's a road, and you're driving on the road, and a certain type of bird flies through the sky, that is a symbol for exactly what you're going to be experiencing that day and that week. Pay attention, because whatever bird flies through, pay attention. It is giving you a message. And the thing is that it's up to us to take the messages of the birds and see it as warnings or preparation, challenges or blessings, luck, good things to come, um, money coming in, relationships coming in, being able to see things from different perspectives, all depending on the birds, right? So, crow. What does crow mean? Well, have you ever heard the expression eating crow? That comes from the definition of bird medicine of crow. So, I want to let you know a little bit about a book that I love called The Medicine Card Book. And I buy this book over and over again. Sometimes I lose it. Sometimes I just need multiple copies of it, so I have it wherever I am, and I have it at my fingertips. But in this particular book, they have very positive versions of the medicines animals, and their perspective on bird is the law. So let me read a little bit from this book just to get so you get one idea and one perspective from the idea and the medicine of crow. This is a medicine story that tells of Crow's fascination with her own shadow. She kept looking at it, scratching it, pecking at it, until her shadow woke up and became alive. Then Crow's shadow ate her. Crow is dead crow now. dead crow is a left-handed guardian. If you look deeply into Crow's eye, you will have found the gateway to the supernatural. Crow knows the unknowable mysteries of creation and is the keeper of all sacred law. Since Crow is the keeper of all sacred law, Crow can bend the laws of the physical universe and shapeshift. This ability is rare and unique. Few adepts exist in today's world, and fewer still have mastered Crow's art of shapeshifting. This art includes doubling or being in two places at one time consciously, taking on another physical form and becoming the fly on the wall, to observe what Crow is happening far away. The Europeans that came to Turtle Island were named the Boat People by Slow Turtle. Even with the knowledge of alchemy possessed by certain boat people, none had ever seen the powerful shape-shifting of shamans who used Crow medicine. Many boat people were frightened of what appeared to be animals coming into their camps or dwellings to discern their medicine. Crow medicine people are masters of illusion. All sacred texts under the protection of Crow, creators of Book of Law, of Book or Books of Seal, are bound by crow feathers. Crow feathers tell the spirit made flesh. Crow is also the protector of the Ogala, or ancient records. Some people call the ancient records Akashic records. So you can think of the ancient records as ethereal, out of time and space, as well as actual laws that have been created on this earth plane, right? But Crow medicine shows us that he or she goes beyond the physical into the void and is able to understand the laws of the spiritual universe. So that's just a little excerpt from the Medicine Cards book on Crow. But I would like to talk to you a little bit from my perspective as well. So whenever I'm driving or I'm in a car and I see a crow go by, I know there's going to be a little bit of challenge ahead. So this is practical advice that I'm giving you, stuff that in my own life, in my own anecdotal experiments, I have noticed that crow can also just be that there's trouble ahead. So not big troubles. Now, when you see crow, it's not like it's the end of the world, right? If you see a lot of crows, more stuff that you need, more challenges, right? But one crow, it's like, okay, there's going to be some stuff. Let me get ready for it. It's going to be a little bad news coming your way. Just be prepared for it. It's always about problem solving, right? Because the challenges in our life are actually the things that make us more wise and more aware, which again goes back to crow being able to go into the void. And if you look at crow as its highest frequency, you don't worry about seeing a crow, for example, out as you're driving or anywhere while you're hiking or on the road or wherever it may be that you meet up with crow on your day-to-day journeys in life. But it's more like, if I go into the void, if I meditate on this challenge, how can I shapeshift? How can I turn this into something that benefits me? How can I turn this challenge into something that helps me shift form? And I think this is one way that we all, aside from those who can truly shapeshift, use crow medicine, right? So when you look at a crow, very similar to Raven, but we'll get into Raven next. Similar energy, but different, because crow is law, and Raven, as you will see, is something else. But they are aligned. And when you see either of them, similar, interesting situations. Because of their jet black void feathers, they are speaking of the void, right? And we go too much into the void, it's hard to come back from the void, right? It's meeting your shadow self in the void. Have you been working on your shadows? Have you been working on your baggage? Interestingly enough, we have some very interesting transits today with Pluto trine the moon. And Pluto is the god of the underworld. And you could say that Pluto rules Crow and that Pluto rules Raven. Today we're going to be talking about Crow, though, as I've said before. So Pluto influencing the moon in such a positive way, gifting us with the ability to be able to see our shadows, merge with the shadow like Crow does. When you don't merge with your shadow, when you don't understand your imperfections, embrace them, love yourself anyway, change them, shapeshift them, we eat crow, right? Because that's the lower frequency understanding of Crow. But if we truly embrace Crow, embrace our shadow, merge with the shadow of ourselves. Great time to do this, by the way, today, because of that Pluto moon trine. Letting go of the things that no longer serve us. When you see Crow fly by, now that you know this, meditate on, okay, something's coming. How can I merge with my shadow and be ready for it? So look at it like that, because every bird is a gift. Every bird gives us a message, something to transform. Some birds definitely just mean absolutely, and animals absolutely mean transformation. And in Crow is definitely one of those, because we transform into our shadow, whether you like it or not. So it's up to us to take the highest form of our shadow, because we use love, and love is the highest vibration. So we use that love. We love ourselves even though we're not perfect. And when we love ourselves even though we're not perfect, we can love and accept other people. And the challenges just show up differently in our lives, and we shapeshift. So that's what I have for today on Crow. I hope you enjoy this video. If you liked it, if you have stories that you would like to share about crows, please leave them in the comments section. My website is opalunicorn.com, and I am an astrologer. I am a dream interpreter. I interpret medicine animals, and I would love to hear from you. So please keep in contact and give me likes and any ideas that you might have for future videos in the comment section below. And I hope to hear from you soon. Have a wonderful day. And this is Opal Unicorn signing off, and have a great one. Like I said, remember, if you see crows, think about how you can release the shadow, how you can accept the shadow, let go of what you don't need anymore, but also hold on to that which can be transformed into its greatest version of the void. Take care.